What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. Captain Deadwake here with the Salvation and the M2 Hercules. I've wanted to make this video for a little while now, showcasing the Salvation mothership combo with the M2, and what better way than to kind of just show you a day in the life of an industrial player, so to speak, when it comes to running this ship out here in Nix. First thing I stumbled on that I wanted to show you guys, which is why we're starting here, is if you didn't know, you can grid a 2 SCU box in the back of the Salvation for easy transport. Depending on the hangars you're looking at or whatever. So I wasn't sure if you could actually put one of these in here. It makes sense that you can, since they're all 1 SCU gridded space, but that's a fun little thing that I didn't know. Also, contrary to some things I have heard when talking about the Salvation since 4.5, you can still use your own heads. So just to show you guys, we have got the trawler abrade setup that I had when I was first kind of demoing this vehicle. I'm really happy to see that I am not stuck with the cinch modules. That probably would have driven me crazy. So this is my preference. The trawler abrade combination seems to be a really good mix of efficiency and total material grab when it comes to actually scraping holes in this ship. Big win there. You can stash a store all container in its cargo bay, and you can modify the modules. Also, for both ships, a really nice combo. We are rocking the disco livery on our Salvation, which gives it a nice dark kind of black and red look, and we've got the Cerberus livery on the M2, which kind of gives it A2 vibes. But I think it is a very clean setup. Let's go ahead and drop this door and get this ship inside. Something that I've encountered in this ship a few times that's been kind of fun is it's basically our first iteration of a real-life escape pod. I guess you could argue that the Merlin attached to the Connies is another example of that, and I think that's valid. As far as time to get the hell out of Dodge if you need to, this has proven itself a couple of times, mostly when NPC ships were coming after me that I wasn't expecting. It was nice when even my C2 at the time, you know, went down, it was disabled. I was able to hop down, jump into my Salvation, and get out of Dodge. So that was nice. That said, I have actually equipped this ship with all stealth grade components to see what it would be like. And in looking at our signature, surprisingly enough, we have quite the cross section on this thing, about 7.3K, which is shocking. As you can see, plenty of space with the Salvation in the front of the M2. In the back is where I tend to store my RMC, as well as components or weapons that I get off of other ships that I find. The mothership combo thing is pretty awesome, and unlike the Golem, you don't tend to stray quite as far away from the ship, I think, in my experience with salvage gameplay. So with that, there's less of a risk of you losing track of your mothership. Let's go ahead and deploy this and get our 2 SU out of here. I usually end up stashing it kind of along the side, out of the way. And in here, we have got all the goodies you can imagine. If I take our filters off, we have got armor, extra materials for repair, tractor rifles, medical stuff, some weapons for breaching into other ships. So yeah, we're all set for pretty much anything that we're going to need while we're out there. And if there's something that comes up that I don't have, then I know for next time. Alright, my standard method has still been to use these QV stations to come across some good salvage. It's been a bit more fruitful than the old way of using the missing persons missions, just because of the implication of engineering gameplay. I've just had better luck finding ships at these places. We've got a kitted out Terrapin medic here. I'm not confident that I'll be able to really access any of the components, but we'll find out. That's part of the adventure. Alright, here we go. Shields off, ports unlocked, power down. Let's see what we can access. Oh, here we go. That's already one victory. FR-76 shield. Alright, a VK. So, a little bit too much of a struggle bus to get the JS400 out of the Terrapin medic, unfortunately, but we've got some FR-76 shields, VK00, and some Glacier coolers. Now, in upcoming patches at some point, once this ship is claimed, these parts are supposed to brick or not be usable, or maybe even marked stolen, but I could see a path towards being able to break these down into maybe the materials to create these at some point with the implementation of crafting. Or maybe that's how you get blueprints, when you break stuff down. I don't know. It's all a big mystery, but I can see some fun to be had in the future once crafting is implemented. I'd love to know y'all's thoughts on that. Another reason for doing this video is to spark conversation, curiosity, ideas, questions. So hit me with all of them in the comments below as I get ready to pull this Terrapin apart for some resources. Terrapin's quite the chunky ship. We've gotten 4 SCU of RMC from it already, which is dope. I think we have about tapped it for what it's good for. Still some audio stuff to work through, but usually cycling the salvage heads on and off will eventually correct it. Let's go ahead and park and move on to the next. Now, one unfortunate drawback to the Salvation is that it cannot break larger ships, or ships larger than it, really. It can handle basically light fighters, maybe medium fighters, but no way we'd be able to break apart this Terrapin. So, unfortunately, that's a bit of resources kind of left behind unless you got friends with you in a Vulture or maybe somebody in a Reclaimer that can munch on the ship hull and take advantage of everything. Anvil Asgard, owned by the server, so we are good to go. Coolers, JS400. Oh, coverall shields, crossfield quantum drive. Meh. JS400's worth pulling. He's got 2 of them. Arctic coolers as well. That's a good find. Now, the crossfield is a military quantum drive, but it's not really worth the squeeze. Oh, interesting. We're overloading our cooling system right now. Let's see what happens by adding those 2 pips to our cooling. 131%. Interesting. This is kind of cool. I like there being consequences. The cooling system was being sort of overclocked by having those extra shield pips. I know we got that annoying little alarm, but I think our mothership is doing just fine now. We're not overusing our coolers. Let's go investigate this Asgard. Alright, we've got all doors open, and we're going to go ahead and fully power down. Here we go. Well, utilizing the help of our good old erkul.games here, our DPS calculator, we're able to see that coveralls are a grade B military shield, which is pretty sick. We'll go ahead and take these as well. Here we go. That's what I want. JS400. Alright, looking good. We got the 2 JS400s, 3 Arctic coolers, and the 4 grade B coverall shields. Not a bad find for the day. Let's go ahead and scrape this Asgard and get out of here. Alright, that appears to be about all that I can grab on this thing that it's registering. Well, actually, there we go. We got some meaty bits on the wings. Alright, I think we've given this thing a pretty good stripping. We're going to head back to our M2 and offload and get out of here. Well, I guess it wouldn't be Star Citizen if we didn't have some shenanigans at the end there, right? So, careful when trying to back your ship back in. If you get stuck in the ramp or the doors, you will get purpled. Fortunately, the C2 doesn't seem to have taken much damage, and our components and goodies are still here, so at the end of the day, I still think it's a victory over a defeat. Granted, we did lose our salvation, but that's a quick claim time back at Levski. I'm going to go ahead, hop into the pilot seat, and get back heading that direction. Please, again, guys, let me know what you have for questions or comments down below. I would love to see what you think about this. And as you've seen in the end there, it doesn't come without risk. There's always risk. So accept that. I think you'll have a great time. We still got that alarm because of our previous cooler overload. But that'll do it for this video, guys. Until next time, I'll catch you out in the verse. Take care.